All right, so welcome back. Happy to see you all again. And today we will have a short call because I just realized when we were opening that the Zoom license is expired, so the limit is 40 minutes. But by next meeting, we will do something. So today we will have a short call. All right, hope it you are doing good. I read your messages. This is interesting. Shantanu is doing good also. These are two people who are doing the bachelor's and master's, and they're really doing good. I'm happy. And now, anybody wants to ask any question? I open the house for the questions, and then we proceed.
Hi, Dev. How are you? It's Melissa here.
Good, Melissa. Nice to hear you after a long time. Yes,
Yeah. Yes, thank you. Nice to hear about you too, and I hope you had a nice birthday yesterday.
yes. Thank you. I had.
Um, the question I have is what recommendations would we give someone who tells us that meditation is not for them because their mind is always going too fast?
Yeah, that's a very common thing you get to hear all the time with many people who don't want to meditate. But anyway, this comes from a basic understanding. Actually, I've replied on this question many times, including I've covered this topic in the training also. Uh, you will get to see it in coming chapters. But this understanding that when people say that, oh, my meditation is not for them because their mind goes very fast here and there and they cannot concentrate, comes basically from a belief that meditation is about concentrating, or if their mind is not calm, then they cannot meditate. The fact of the matter is, as we understand in the beginning chapters what is meditation and what is not meditation, we also already understand that meditation is not concentration. Yes, your concentration improves as a side effect of meditating, but meditation is not concentration. Second thing is, uh, if their mind becomes calm already, why do they need to meditate? So actually, if their mind is not calm and if it goes here and there too much, they are the best candidate for meditation. Now, we need to make them understand this way. Usually, people in most of the part in the world, especially in the Western world, knows only one kind of or one specific kind of meditation. For example, sitting with eyes closed, watching your breath, doing vipassana, or doing any other uh, mindfulness or watching technique, mainly a passive technique. Now this becomes really difficult for many newcomers because they, but the moment they close eyes, their mind starts to go much more faster than it was. The more they start to concentrate, the struggle inside starts, and that's where a good coach is required. So when you are having so much of chaos inside, you cannot really sit in silence and demand that your mind will be calm immediately. It doesn't work like that. That's exactly why in our classes, in our approach of meditation, we use the active and passive both situations. We start with active and then slide easily to the passive so that mind becomes easy in accepting, getting integrated, and being calm without any struggle or force. You cannot force the mind to be calm. That's a wrong way of meditation for a newcomer or for a beginner. A beginner has to be guided in a way that his mind or her mind should start to accept the meditativeness, and that acceptance automatically starts to bring the readiness, the preparedness of the mind to become calm while meditating. It's a process. It doesn't happen first day. Also, we directly jump to, okay, I go sit in vipassana and my mind will be calm. It doesn't work like this. We have so many active meditations. Why? Because active meditations are those meditations which a beginner's mind accept easily. Walking meditation, dance meditation, catharsis, shaking. There's so many meditations we do. And you also have experienced them, some of them. When you do that, when you start with active movements, your body starts to become more and more calm. And in the third and fourth stage, when we become passive, the silence is spontaneous. The silence has to be restful. I actually, in my 300-hour training, I talk about this. If your silence is not restful and if you're trying to force the silence, it becomes another struggle. And as we learn, meditation is not struggle also, right? Meditation is end of all struggles. So to reply to these people, tell them that yeah, you have some amazing magic techniques where they will feel easy and happy. They should just try it and then bring them some active meditations, let them try it with you, and they will see the difference. Also, if somebody is fearful, and this is actually for all, and it's a good trick because we never need to make people fearful of meditation. We have to make them open about it. We have to motivate them. So, for anybody who is kind of fearful with the word meditation, you can say, oh, that we are just doing some relaxation technique, or we are doing some energy technique, or we are doing some joy technique, anything. You can just change the word, or we are doing some trance induction or some guided thing, guided technique to become more connected within ourselves and also with the universe. Let's try it. I'll guide you through. You don't need to sit. So for beginners, the active meditations are very good to motivate them, and also guided meditation, which also you learn in the training so many. So these are the meditations. When you put them through, they will enjoy this. Um, Three very good meditations which we always get very good result with, especially with the newcomers. Actually, three. There are more, four, five. One is Om meditation. One is chakra dance meditation. One is chakra flowering meditation. One is being of light meditation. These four meditations are like, they work wonderfully with everybody, from kids, from beginners, from newcomers, till advanced people. And everybody feel that yes, they could do that. They have done good with it. So try these meditations and then see what is the change you get, right?
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. If you need more list of more meditations, how many classes you have done now?
Well, I have done, I don't know how many, because I started giving class before starting the course.
Mm-hmm.
But in the course, I have learned new types of meditations. So I've tried some of them on in person too with some people. But there's when you have a group, maybe you have, let's say you have 5 people in the group, and maybe 3 of them are really concentrated, and you can see like they're really doing have a nice time. But maybe there's 1 or 2 that are struggling, and sometimes you cannot you try to guide for everyone, so sometimes it's a little bit hard to make everybody like not not struggle.
Yeah. So the trick is that put them into some active meditation first, or dance, or shaking, or guided, and then they would be feeling more motivated to do that. Also, talk to Mukta later. Maybe you have some old videos course. Maybe she will give you a new one, and you can complete it, and then you will get much more new techniques and understanding how to deal with it. And also Faith has something to share because she has been she did my training in 2019 in London when we did that actually at her home only, and after that it's been 6 years she's been giving classes to many kind of different kind of people, so she may have something to share. Yes, Faith.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, I do. I just what I found really, really helpful is to start with a breath work, because I think it's more um as people now do it part of yoga, part of other activities, so people are more aware of it, so it's sort of an easier in. But the other thing I find really easy is to start with a body scan. So when the participants do a body scan first, it takes them to that very quiet place quite naturally because they're following my voice, and also in a way it's kind of active because they're moving through their body. So we're just two things. But Dave, I wanted to ask a question actually, because I usually start with a breath work now.
Mhm.
Um, I think I read somewhere, I might be mistaken, that there should be when you should finish the breath work and then actually come out of that and then move into the meditation. Is there like a gap? Because sometimes it feels like the class is very settled and very calm at the end of the breath work, and it would be easy to move straight into the meditation. Is there any reason why we should stop between the
All
breath
right.
work and the meditation?
Okay, so I give the answer to this. Before that, let me complete with Melissa. So, as you said about this, Melissa, as it said about the breath work and body scan meditation, she found it useful. These are actually again the guided ones, right? So, any guided meditation when you are not leaving people on their own is really helpful for the beginners. You know, that is important. And the body scan meditation which she is referring is our mindful yoga nidra meditation. You call it body scan meditation or mindful yoga nidra. It's all same, right? So these are two meditations. So idea is the guided or active one, then everybody is onto it, right? Now coming back to your question, Faith. Well, this understanding about that you have read somewhere that the breath work, once you are doing, you have to come out of it and then go to another meditation. It depends what that author at work. Now, what is happening that any kind of breathing related exercises and meditations, breathing related exercises and meditations, both people are using the same term breath work. So even if in some gym somebody who is not a meditation trainer but he's teaching some breath work exercise, is also calling it breath work, which is very active and chaotic in nature. And what we are teaching, the meditations related with breathing, are also called breathwork meditations. That's why I always use the word breathwork meditation. Okay, people get confused between breathwork exercises and breathwork meditations because commonly they use the only single term breathwork. They don't know whether it was breathwork exercise, which is active and chaotic, or breathwork meditation, which is even if you start active, you ultimately go into the passive and already in a very good space. Right. So it is perfectly all right to go to another meditation after any breathwork meditation because you are already in a meditative space. So what you are referring to, most probably it would be about the breathwork exercise or breathwork technique, or thousands of kind of breathworks are going on in the market nowadays, which are chaotic, which are active, which are releasing. So for that, probably it is good to settle down first, to kind of remove their effect so that you feel more settled and then can go into meditation. But actually, in our training, because I can only count on what I have taught you, in our training, also in the master breathwork training separately, which we also cover in 200 hours, there are very powerful chaotic breathwork meditations also there, like Kundalini breathwork meditation. It starts with active and chaotic thing, but then it rises your energy forcefully, but later on it also settles down. So within one meditation everything is included. So I never leave people, you know it very well, with energy raised and then don't know how what to do with that energy. Every meditation is complete till the time energy is settled back with you and you become master of it or can handle it, right? So any technique, be it exercise or meditation, is not good and complete until unless it makes you back easy with energies or newfound energies. Right, that's the key. Okay, we never give the energy jerks. So, so many things are going in the world. You know what not to do. Yeah, good. Who all are there? Ah, Lisbeth is there. Wow. How are you, Lisbeth? Man, after so many years, huh? Good to see you. Unmute yourself.
There. Hi. How are you, Dev? Nice to see you and happy birthday.
Thank you
Can
so
you hear
much.
me?
So you all have come to wish me birthday this.
Can you hear me, Dev?
It seems that you I can hear you well. It seems that you
Oh,
came after
okay.
so many days to wish me birthday on the Sangha call.
Yeah. Well, it's not a single call. Yes, it's been very busy. It's been very busy. I will say I don't know how long everyone's been here with Master Dev Om, but I've been with Master Dev Om for a few years. I've done all of his certified courses and doing very, very well with all of them. I just, for anybody that doesn't know, I'm in Ontario, Canada, and I work out of a fairly large yoga studio, but I also work online. And again, using a lot of Dev Om's practices, it's been absolutely fantastic. So I basically work out of two domains that I've been able to create from Master Dev Om's work, and one of them is the soul. It's called Soul Awakening and Awareness, which is a combination basically of the meditation classes and the spiritual coaching put together. And the other I incorporate in my background is a lot of martial arts and energy work, but incorporated all Master Dev Om's work of chakra work into that program as well. So, it's been magical. And Dev, I have to tell you, it's been very, very well received over here in Canada. Very, very well received. And I love the fact that we're sharing it globally. To see so many people now onto your program is fantastic. We got to keep sharing that love. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'm happy. I'm glad to hear this. So, guys, Lisbeth is the person who have started hosting this spiritual fair in Toronto for many years. Like she was the pioneer and spreading the idea about being spiritual in Canada, I think, right? And for many years she has done that, and after that. She has gone through her own amazing transformation journey, and then one day she decided, also based on outer situations but more inner situations, that I don't want to do this more. I just want to do much more deep and real work. And here she is, and I'm very amazingly happy with her because she has put together this nice coaching program spread over a couple of months, I think 6 months or something. There were 5, 6 people. Now it is over, right? The program is over now.
There's 11 classes plus a review class. So it's 12 in total, but it's 11 full on. So when it's online, it's an hour and a half each one. And then, as I said, then the 12th class is a review where I take all the highlights. So the way that I don't know, I don't want to take over your class here. So just let me know if you need to get on to something else. But
Yeah.
but basically, the outline of how it's designed is everything that stands between us and our soul. So as you all know, Master Dev taught us with that it's freedom, fulfillment, joy, love, gratitude, and health. These are the soul needs. And so, what I teach in the first 5 classes of this is everything that stands between us and the soul. So, the ego, the fear, the guilt, the procrastination, all of the things that Dev Om has taught us. And so, the first thing that I do is the first segment is I teach people how to remove those blocks, because having people go into their soul and spiritual self, if those blocks have not been dealt with and they have not been dropped, then it's very hard to have that direct connection and close connection with the soul. So that's why we remove them first. So we go through all of that. And in these workshops, and people and participants can share what it is they feel their blocks is, and then I help them with that. So one of the main things that I teach is not to get into your personal stories, not to get into your traumas, not to make it specific to persons or events, because that's where we really get caught and backlogged. And so I teach people from that lens of everything is energy. So the more you can make it impersonal, the more you're going to release, right? Because 10% is consciousness, 90% is unconscious. So when we're working in the 10% of consciousness, meaning, this person did this to me, this event happened over here, and so this is why I am, this is where I want to say a lot of time is wasted. So when we go into the energy and we just release fear altogether, we just release guilt altogether, then both your conscious and your unconscious is being released. By the 6th class, people are ready. Like, they've dropped all those blocks, and now we can really focus on what is it that brings us closer. And that's where we have, the communication burger that Dev Om teaches. And that's in the spiritual coaching part of the program. And that's why it's really important to do both, I think. Like I said, my program is designed based on both of them. So if you have done your meditation with Master Dev Om, but haven't started your spiritual coaching, I cannot recommend it enough. I really believe that it should all be combined into one, because they intertwine with each other. That's the program that I have designed. I've basically intertwined the two into one program, because I really feel both are so needed in order to come into that completion of mastering your energy, which is through the meditation and your chakra forms, and then mastering your soul self, which is through the spiritual coaching format. So when you combine that, you get, the whole person type of thing. So that gives you a bit of an overview of those classes.
Good, wonderful, Elizabeth. And so she is a good example that all of nobody has to wait. Just start sharing, do whatever, uh, and on the way you will also start getting more and more uh, your own creative ways to help people. And people really need this help everywhere in the world, in all the countries, and you all are equipped to do that. You all are equipped with that energy, and this energy is like our horns and tails. If you don't use it, it will go away. If you use it, it will increase, right? So it's very, very, very important for all of us to keep sharing, trying different formats, different kind of options, and ultimately, whatever you do, wherever you do, you, in the end, everybody of you do one common thing, that is spreading the light. And that's biggest thing, right? Because when you spread the light, you automatically become being the light, being of light. When you're being of light, you can share the light, you can spread the light. So that is very important. Keep doing, guys. And of course, Lisbeth is here in our student community. If anybody wants to ask anything particularly from her, she would be happy to answer you, right, Lisbeth?
For
I'm
sure.
announcing on
I can't even mute myself.
your
I'm trying
part,
to
huh?
find my mute button. And normally I don't have a problem on Zoom doing that, but for whatever reason, it's not coming up. So yes, feel free to ask me anything. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
What
Rajat.
I'm curious, yeah, what I'm curious about, and you probably know better than me, is everyone working with the work for themselves or wanting to become meditation teacher trainers? What's the status of everyone on here?
Well, so I tell you what happens. This is something very magical, actually. Uh, with each of my passing training is becoming more and more spiritual and deep every time, because people are coming, more seekers are coming. They're ready for a spiritual jump. They are ready to, with their dedication, and that is something amazing is happening already. Because as we say that the darkness increases, the need and the seeking of light also increases that much. So the world is changing rapidly in a very strange manner, and the seeking of the light is also becoming more profound with people. And previously, 2 3 years ago, it was like 50-50, that people wanted to come, some only for becoming a teacher, some for themselves. But now most of the people, they come, uh, I mean, some are already teachers, but like 90% people come with this idea of growing and transforming and growing in their own spiritual journey. And then even though some of them never had this idea that whether they are going to teach or not, they actually end up teaching, which is
Yeah.
amazing. Because fact is, I never thought in my life that I would be a teacher, I would be teaching this at all. I was a network engineer, I was an IT guy. I never would have imagined in any of my wildest dreams that I'll become a teacher, and I love it so much. So once once you are connected with the energies, once you are open receiver, once you become a true receiver, universe guides you. Life has bigger plans. So this happens. It's amazing. Like our amazing Giselle is
Well,
here.
if you remember, Deb, when I started with you, I was also taking it for myself. I wasn't planning to do anything with it. COVID had hit, and as Master Devon was saying, I used to run all of these expos. I also had a wellness center. I had a private practice. I had, people I was working with and so forth. But when COVID hit, I decided to close everything down because all of my stuff was very much group work. And so I was taking it for myself. Can honestly tell you, and Master Devon can confirm this, I was not taking this because I was going to teach or I was going to go out. I'm very much a person about embodiment. I'm about feeling it in every cell of my being and really living my life through that lens with anything that I take on. I've been in martial arts for years. And so, Qigong and Tai Chi and meditation and karate do and kabuto, they were all part of my lifestyle. So that was never my intention. But as Master Devom has shared with you, the divine works through us. And so then the divine comes through and says, we're meant to share this light. And then the question really becomes, well, how do I share this light? Well, the first step is embodiment. It means that you are living your life through that, as I'm sure you've all learned by now, simple living, right? Simple living, simple being, simple thinking, simple feeling, simple doing. So when we come into this simple life and lifestyle, then we begin to embody the teachings. And in embodying the teachings, when we live a meditative life where we're not going to a meditation class or we're going to, do an hour of sitting ourselves, when it is weaved into our life, whether we're cooking or, out minding our gardens or we're washing dishes, when we live that meditation, what we're essentially saying is we're living in flow and we're not living in struggle anymore. Our whole life becomes an energy of flow. And so when we're in an energy of flow, guess what happens? Divine energy just moves through us. And when divine energy moves through us, we get a calling. So it's not about starting a spiritual business. At least I don't believe for Master Dev Ohm's work. It's not about having a business. I don't consider myself as, I'm Lisbeth and I run this business. The universe is my employer. I have received the calling to share this work and to share the light. And whatever comes through, it's never about quantity. It's about the universe calling the people in that are ready to receive this energy. And as you can see from the great successes that Master Dev Ohm is receiving globally, there's a real calling for this. There's a real divine energy that's moving through all of us. And then through that embodiment, that calling comes and says, hey, I want you to share this work. I want you to bring that out. And that feeling is, well, how do I do that? How do I get, because that's what I find when people come to me, they're like, well, how do I do it? How do I get started? You get started by meditation. You will be shown how to do it. You will be told what your steps are. The more that you live through that lens, the less work you have to put into it because it's your passion and it's the divine energy that's moving through you to create it, to blossom that into its full flower.
Yes, and it's beautifully said. And actually, everybody on this entire Sangha, we all feel the same, you know, that universe is our employer and we are having a calling and that's what we are doing. Each person sitting over here, um, for example, Giselle is here and she is a doctor, of course. Nobody can tell her that she is not a doctor. She is a doctor qualified and she was working as a doctor. After doing my training, I don't know what happened to that. She has stopped working as a doctor, moved to Portugal from Ireland, and now back to Brazil and doing something wonderful. Yeah, tell me more, Giselle, what's happening?
I couldn't, hello guys, how are you? I couldn't agree more with Elizabeth because I think it's about our own journey. Because if we don't have our cup full of light, joy, love, how we can spread? Yeah. So I think it's about our own journey, and then after this overflow, yeah. And yeah, actually before India my life was completely different, and after India my life has changed completely. I always was like the kind of person to follow my intuition, and I went to India like Des knows. It was a calling, and it was an amazing experience. I always say to everybody that it was the best experience I have in my whole life. And I'm full of experience, amazing experiences. And then it was very difficult for me to go back to normal life after. And for me, it was like a little bit of crisis, but I went like this inner, try to connect with myself and to see what I can do. And I also do therapy with my psychologist, so she helps me a lot with this kind of struggles that we had. And I've tried to work to come back to my old life, and I didn't have success. I wasn't feel like this was, I wasn't happy anymore because I'm a dentist, and like I went to a journey like that. It was so my inner journey, and dentistry went the last couple of years to Botox, to aesthetics. So it was completely different direction. And yeah, I feel like the life it's working on me to work with other people. And I've been helping other people like as a meditation coach and therapies, help them with all the knowledge I have. And I heard my feedback from my patients are, wow, you were born for that, to do that. And it's amazing. It's amazing. And it's full of, like, of course, challenge. And now I'm in Brazil because I used to live in Europe, and now I'm in Brazil. And my question for today, that it's amazing always to be here with you guys. I feel like, wow, I'm with the people like that I can connect it. It's just like it's very hard not feeling draining with all this energy, like war, fear, and I feel like sometimes I feel like draining, like it's difficult to keep going. And I'd like to ask you how to deal with this kind of challenge that we all are facing at the moment.
Yes, so that's a very, very relevant question, Giselle, because the world is going through a chaos every single day. Something is happening, and actually, it's quite funny because a couple of days ago I was talking about this with somebody, and you have to understand the world. When we say that, of course, the world is our reflection, and the world we live in, we cannot really isolate ourselves from that. So whatever is happening at the large scale has to affect us. But this is so true. So no matter people can tell you so many conceptual thing. Ah, you are a meditator. You just need to focus on yourself. You don't need to worry. I mean, no. If you are an aware person, if you want to live in a happy world, if you contribute to create a happy world, like for example, I contribute, you contribute, so you cannot really see your effort go waste or your hope go waste, because this is all that. So when the world at large affect all the people living in that, and meditators being more sensitive to the energies, you feel more than others. And maybe sometimes others have the comfort of, because sleepiness has its own comfort, then you can just close your eyes and you can sleep. We cannot do that. An aware person cannot do that. Just close your eyes and let it happen. But we must not forget one very simple fact, that is, the world outside affect us, but the world inside also affect us. And it is the balance we need to maintain all the time. I want to bring your attention to, we did a very nice meditation fusion. You remember that? Yeah. That meditation is the gist of this situation. We have to, all the three: gap, turn, fusion. Whenever something creates an overwhelming situation for you, the inside or outside, whatever you can do with yourself, take the gap if you're gap type, and ultimately reach to keep walking your path, knowing whatever is happening, good or bad, around you, but you need to see what is your step. Doesn't matter how they are burning the path or ruining the path or creating the path or destroying the path for you. What are your steps on that path? Because your steps also create your path, right? So whenever you feel this, of course, those three techniques, they will help you greatly. Go back to them, start practicing them, do it for 7 days. Tell me later how you're feeling, right? Maybe we can talk more on that. But as the world outside creates an impact on you, the same way the world inside creates an impact on you. We live in a 7-storied building. 3 stories are inside us, three stories are outside us. We lived on a middle floor. This physical body, this body mind mechanism with this awake consciousness, what we know is kind of fourth floor. There are more three deeper layer inside, and then there are outer layers. Outer layers can be fixed by becoming the master of your inner layers. It is just like a tree. Remember, I don't know whether we did the tree meditation or not, but for the tree, it has to grow down more when it needs to go up, reach out. So, whenever something outside starts to overwhelm you more, that's a sign that you need to go in more and review your assets inside and touch them again, feel them again, revisit them, revisit your inner quality. This is the time for you to revisit your inner qualities. This is a time for you to redo some of the meditation for few days. This is the time for you to make yourself free from the impact of leakers so that you can reinstate yourself in the gainer zone. Maybe do your aspect of life exercise again, all those things which will restore your energy back to yourself. And when something will change inside, you will see that something will start to change outside for sure, because it is the roots which become strong, also create beautiful new branches and new leaves and new flowers outside. So whenever the outer world becomes overwhelming, this is a sign that you need to revisit your inside. Maybe a crash course on the same journey you have already done. Because the more impact the outside world can create on you when you become disconnected from your inside, from the heights of your growth. That's your asset. You cannot lose it, no matter what world is doing. That's your asset. You have worked really hard on yourself. You have gone through so many things. You have transformed. You have become fearless. You have shown great courage. You have taken the jump, the leap. You have said no to become, to live a life of a herd. You have done that. You got to keep revisiting it. These are your assets. These are your, remember on the personal peace procedure in end of 200 hour, we do this. This is your last list. Open your life book again and see all your assets. These are your assets, which you will never lose. This courage, this strength, right? Revisit that. And for
I
everybody,
would just add to that, Master Dev, based on your teachings, when you go back to review those notes, Master Dev Om always taught that love will always overpower fear. So when you're feeling that fear of the external world, is to really breathe in deeply from the soul, from the base of the abdomen, unconditional love. And as you're breathing it in, feel that love moving into every cell of your body, like really visualize, see it, feel it moving into every cell. And then as you hold the breath and it goes up the sushumna, amplifying the chi flow, when you then exhale all the fear, and visualize and see that fear leaving every cell of your body. See it leave through your circulatory system. Feel the fear leave through the bottom of your feet, out through the perineum, out through your fingertips. So when you do that meditation with real potency, you are breathing in that higher frequency, because as Master Dev Om always taught, love, unconditional love, pure love will always overpower fear. So really with intention, do that meditation for 15 to 20 minutes and then release all the feel in your exhale. And remember, as we exhale, we really exhale for a long time. You can literally feel the fear leaving the body. You can feel it leave through the circulatory system. You can feel it leave through the energy systems. You can feel it leave through their whole cellular structure. And then what you're left with at the end of the meditation is just pure, unconditional love and all of this rejuvenated oxygen.
yeah. So this is one of the technique to heal yourself. other meditations, but at the same time, this is one part to restore yourself, revisit yourself, your assets, your meditative self. And second part of it is another very simple thing. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. So the more they choose to spread darkness out there, the more strong our belief, our connection with light will become much more strong. We will become much more active in spreading the light in the world, because never ever than this the world needed light this much badly, right? When you start to do it, you start to do your bit. Even if a small lamp is eligible to spread some light and remove some darkness, when you start to do it, you automatically start to get back to your that energies. So helping others, sharing the light is also a kind of a backdoor energy of your own, energy reservoir, or your hidden treasure. So the impact of the outside world and the situation must not be that much that it goes and it starts to hit your soul, or it starts to demean your soul. No, your awareness must create a very amazing iron wall between your soul and the darkness. Is very important, and this can happen just by knowing this, that my soul is a soul of light. It cannot be defeated by the darkness no matter what. When you remember this, you start to shine again. Darkness is there, but your soul still can shine, because it does not depend on the light from outside. It is the light. Your soul is the light. And we all must remember this. And when we live a life of being of light, that how a being of light would live, how a being of light would think in such a situation, or would feel, or would react, you will find your way. I don't want to give you like ABCD steps, because then you all will become my copies. No, you all are masters. You all have amazing creativity and individuality, and I also want to learn from you guys with your different experiences and experiments. But the motivation remains the same for all of us. We are the light, and light cannot be defeated by darkness. You know? So, this remembrance, samasati, what was the Buddha's last word? Remember what you are, and it will show you the path always. Right? Bryant is here after many, many days. I'm happy to see you, Bryant.
There. Yes, good to be back. I've been listening to you, just haven't been able to make the calls. I've been busy traveling. I always seem to match when I was going somewhere.
So what's happening with you? How's life?
Life is good. I kind of look at it. I live in Florida, and so I was flying out to Oregon to see family, and so I was listening to your Shunga calls over on the flight out, about 6 hour flight. So there was some nuggets in there that remind me of the trainings and the classes and stuff. And one of the things that I always think about is God or the universe. He has a path for us, but our path can be very wide. So he kind of slaps you back and forth to keep you in his way. And I kind of feel like I was being distracted and kind of got off to the side. So now I'm kind of hit the wall, getting pinged back in a little bit. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Sometimes it's a good.
yeah, and I think the lane is smaller now than when I first started your training, right? You know, you used to
Yeah.
let you get way out here. So now I think, you know, I'm still sharing. You know, I've got a core group that I share with all the time. And a couple days ago, a couple of them were asking me, "Hey, when are you going to do a class again? When are you going to do a class again?" Like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, there it is. I hear him.
Yeah. Yeah. Signs are coming.
Yeah, yeah. So
Wonderful. Wonderful. Good, guys. It's been, see, so this is what is also the magic of the consciousness. So Zoom has decided not to cut our call. The time is already overshooted. And Zoom is saying, hey, it's free for you guys. Just you are doing good job. So keep talking. So wonderful. I like it. All right. Any other question or sharing? No, good. So I will now we will do a meditation. Giselle, you're feeling good? We will. I'm very happy to see you after a long time. Please start those meditation again. And 1 week, tell me what's happening. Right? We will talk.
But I always have my book with me. And today I was reading, and yeah, it was for me the life-changing experience. Your meditation course, I always say to everybody, and yeah, we go through like moments, and this week it's been very, yeah, we need to accept that we cannot change the war, what's going on in the world, but yeah, we need to keep strong. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good. So, all right, let's do some world healing today together. Close your eyes, sit relaxed. Imagine or intend that we all here on the Sangha call, we all are sitting in a beautiful circle as we sit in our meditation hall, like in a very beautiful circle. Become aware of your breath. Keep your palms one over another and place them on your lap. Right palm up, left palm below that. Now feel that you are breathing into your crown chakra. Your breath is going to your crown chakra, activating it. You may feel a little sensation on your crown chakra. That's fine. Now feel that you are connected with the divine light, and a stream of divine light is coming from up above. entering in your crown chakra, filling up your entire upper body and reaching to your heart chakra. A stream of divine light is coming from up above, reaching your crown chakra, entering in your body, filling up your entire body with divine light, your upper body, and reaching up to your heart chakra. And now from the heart chakra, it has started to pop out and making a circle of light. So from your heart chakra, this divine energy is coming out and making a circle of light. And since we imagine that we are all sitting in a circle, we all are making this circle of light together in the center. It's becoming a very powerful circle of light coming out of all of our heart chakras, connected with the divine light. Feel an amazing connection of this circle of light between, with each one of us contributing the light from our heart chakra. And now intend or imagine the earth, the whole world in this circle of light. Seeing that it is absorbing this divine light, it is getting healed, and keep giving all your light from your heart chakra. Keep thinking about your divine light stream from up above coming to your crown, popping out from your heart chakra. And in this circle of light, you're healing the earth. You're giving love, light, harmony, peace, love, joy to this world. Now see in circle of light that in the earth, only those who are open to receive and who are seeking these energies are healing and absorbing all the energies. And some are not open, or they are not seeking these energies. They are not seeking the light. They are not receiving it. Say to yourself, it's okay. You are doing your job. You are giving the light to everybody. Whenever they become open, they will start to receive it. But you do your job as a cloud, shower because you are full, and you are going beyond them and you are healing the earth. It's not only people, it's the entire nature, it's the planet, with all the other creatures and all the other creation. They all are receiving, they are happy. Now feel that all the light you have been sharing through your heart chakra is received by all the beautiful hearts with gratitude and also absorbed by the earth. And they are smiling at you, saying thanks. Say thanks to them and kind of take the circle of light back to your heart and place both the hands on your heart chakra, right hand first, left hand above that, center of the chest. Feel that you are absorbing all the energy back into your heart chakra, sealing it back. Feel very calm and settled in your heart. Feel the divine light in your heart chakra. Now take 3 deep breaths. Slowly move your fingers and toes. Rub your hands together. Place them on your eyes. Gently open your eyes and rub the hands back on your face and on your body. Come back with a smile. Namaste. How are you feeling? Everybody's okay?
Yes.
This is a very powerful meditation. We had to do it only for short time because if you do it longer, it will, because it force your heart chakra to become much more open. Right now, your heart chakra is very open, but still it's good because you guys can handle it. It's connected with the divine light. We did not send the divine light back yet. We have just sealed it in our heart chakra. So still connected and protected. If you have to go out to do something very active or physically challenging, then feel that divine light, your meditation is complete and the divine light has stopped coming. You have stopped receiving it and you are in your energy. And if you can just be easy for coming 1 hour, not to do anything more with physically, then just be like this, enjoy, absorb all the energy inside, right? Also, if you feel little extra sensitive now, today, the whole day, you can, and it's okay, it's good actually. But if you feel like crying, you can cry. If you feel like more love in your heart, you can hug somebody or hug yourself or call up your mom, dad, or some loving people and talk to them. And it's okay to see yourself extra sensitive someday because that shows your capacity to love back to you, and that's huge and that's very important, because living a normal routine life we keep forgetting our capacity of love, and we keep forgetting the practicing love in real sense. We just live with the idea of love, but the existence of love starts to lower down from our life, and we need to bring that back. So for a meditator it's very important to do sometimes these kind of meditations, or feeling too sensitive or too loving or too sharing or too giving, and it's okay because this brings you back into your real capacity of loving, right? And not only the idea of love, right? So that's very good. And yeah, it was a wonderful meditation. And heal yourself, heal the earth, and everything is good. Life is never perfect, that is why it is matrix. But we live happy in the matrix, that is how we live in moksha. This is the way. Okay? Great. Thank you. Yeah. Anybody want to say anything?
Yeah. My third eye is feeling very heavy and my head is feeling very heavy right now.
No worries, you just lie down for 10-15 minutes. Okay? And you have many people at home, hug them. Share your love.
Okay.
Okay? And lie after that lie down. And you will be fine in 10 minutes. Good. All right. See you guys next time. Enjoy your days. Bye bye.